Welcome to the lesson on 11.3, solving radical equations. Essential question for today is, how can you solve equations involving square roots and cube roots? Well, let's start with the square root, or 1/2 power equations. One of the ways you could do this is try to isolate the radical. So that means that we gotta move one to the other side of the equation, leaving us with this x minus 1 equal to the radical. And how do we get rid of the radical, guys? Because the index over here is 2, we match that. We square both sides, and once you do, the left hand side is a very familiar expansion, x squared minus 2x plus 1. On the right hand side, the radical and the 2 cancels, and that's the entire point of this exercise. And then you move everything to the one side of the equation, and you examine this. This happens to be a quadratic equation. You should be able to do this either by quadratic equation or sometimes it's factorable. And in this particular case, it is factorable. Set each product equal to 0. And then we end up with x equal to -2 or 5. I'm not going to do this in the video right now, but do me a favor, guys. Why don't you plug in both values, and what happens? Are they both a legitimate answer or not? So this is the part right here that says, check for extraneous solutions, right? And we'll address that question in class. Okay? But do me a favor, guys. Do check this. Plug the values into the original equation to see if it works. Alright, guys. We'll do B in class, 1B. Let's move on to solving cube root and 1/3 power equations. Once again, what we do is we isolate the radical. When you do that, the cube root of x plus 3 is -3. Now that looks kind of weird, but when the index is an odd number, you're allowed to have a negative value, which means that the inside of the radicand value expression has to be negative, right? All right, so how do I get rid of the cube root? If you said we cube both sides, you're absolutely correct. And the left hand side is cancels, the cube root and the cube cancels, and the right hand side, -3 cubed is -27. Moving through to the side, the x is -30. And it's a good idea to plug it back in to see what's going on. Okay, guys, that's it for today. We'll do 1B and 2B, and there's example 3 right here that we'll do in class, but for now, this is good. Have a good night.